This kind of strange for me to say that because now I'm going to introduce Coleen Beal, who is not a worthless nut. She is a great member of the board, and she is going to, and she also is the one that says you need to be up there at 6:10. So she's going to share just from her heart her experience with MREC and just give her testimony. So give a warm welcome to Coleen.
Aloha, friends. Can you hear me okay? Fantastic. That was my husband. All right, so my name is Coleen Kramer Beal, and I am excited to be here with you today as we celebrate what is the 5th annual garden party. The Lord has blessed me with many things. Public speaking is not one of them. So if I should pass out, just step over me, but please save the hat because I went to a lot of trouble to glue this flower on. So I've been a board member since 2016, and I'm the current treasurer. And I was invited to share my experience with MREC and how being part of this organization has been meaningful to me. So it all started on LinkedIn. As a local professional who likes to get into good stuff and connect with good people, I am an avid fan of social media. I had attended a women's networking breakfast and made an after-event post thanking the sponsor, and somehow my post crossed the feed of MREC's executive director, Amy. She sent me an introductory message and invited me to breakfast. So as I mentioned, I like to get into stuff, and who does not like Panera? I was like, okay. So Amy had read my carefully crafted LinkedIn profile, which shared with her that I was in the financial services industry. I have a decent amount of education and enjoy volunteering with the chamber and my church. She shared with me that she was looking for supporters of MREC and proceeded to explain their mission of serving students, marriages, and families through relationship education and events. So here's this great lady. If you know Amy, you know she's a great lady. And she's inviting me to be part of something that is so special and important. And I just remember I felt that I needed to share with her the parts of my life that didn't make the pretty LinkedIn profile. It seems the developers of that program haven't found a positive use for sections like, what were you thinking, and epic fails. So through tears, I explained to Amy why I wasn't a suitable candidate to be part of MREC. So I come from a broken family. I had a very difficult relationship with my adoptive father, and I didn't know my biological father until 2017. In finding him, I also found 7 siblings and their families who I yearn to know, and I really would love to develop a relationship with them. But it's really tough having a baby sister handed to a 50-year-old. Ancestry.com does not have disclaimers on their commercials, but they maybe need to add them. So my examples for dating predated social media, so they included things like Beverly Hills 90210 and MTV. Great resources, right? I started seriously dating at 15 and became pregnant at age 17. I had no idea what a healthy relationship was supposed to look like. So I ended up having a miscarriage while I was on campus at college the first month of my freshman year. My life was resembling an episode of The Secret Life of an American Teenager, not a great show. Needing, however, to be in that relationship, I stayed with that person and ultimately had a son at the age of 19. We married at 20. I probably could have used a drink on that trip, but I couldn't have one. I had another son at 21 and a daughter at 24. Overwhelmed and ill-prepared for marriage and a family, we divorced at age 25 and decided to split our 3 children and live 1,100 miles apart. I would see my oldest son 2, maybe 3 times a year for the next 7 years. So it began kind of like the movie Parent Trap with any of the good parts, and became more like the Kramer v. Kramer movie. We forever impacted the lives of those 3 kids who we absolutely adore. So now I'm 1,100 miles away with only 2 of my children, and I fell victim to a mentally unhealthy, controlling, and abusive older person. I was 27 when I had our son, and it took me a while to uncover that this person had been abused as a child, and abuse kind of tends to grow when it doesn't have anything to buffer it out. He had no idea how to have a healthy relationship, much more than I did. So it seemed that I had turned the channel to a very dark Lifetime miniseries, and this man ultimately took his life when my son was 6 years old. At the age of 29, I drove past a church advertising a Wednesday night kids club, and desperately needing a safe place to go, it seemed like a decent option. So I curled up on the floor of that church, holding my baby, while my two older ones learned about Jesus. And it turned out to be one of the smarter things that I've done and gotten into, and has materially altered the course of my life. So with the Lord's guidance, a loving husband, thank you, John, and some truly wonderful friends in my personal and professional life, I started to learn what healthy relationships look like. So I really expected Amy to be disappointed with the time that we had together, but she surprised me. She helped me realize that I'm actually the heart of what MRAC is all about. My experiences gave me a unique insight into their important mission. So I got to thinking, what if I could provide relationship education to a 16-year-old so that they would know what a healthy relationship looks like? How would that change her or his life? What if I could be part of something that helps couples prepare for marriage that lasts a lifetime instead of just a season? What if I could help host marriage retreats and date nights and garden parties so that tired couples could be rejuvenated and encouraged? What if I could learn from the many resources on how to blend my new family so there were more days of hallelujah and less days of help me, Lord? What if I could be part of something that could positively influence the relationships and lives of my friends, my family, and my community? So friends, we get into some really good stuff here at MRAC, the garden party being my favorite, but we do other more serious things. And it's your financial support that actually helps make it all possible. So on behalf of my family and the entire board and staff at MRAC, thank you for helping to make a life-changing impact in the lives of people just like me. Thank you.